If you're following the Japanese Street Fighter V scene, you're aware of this match that happened about a month ago on December 29th between Tokido and Kawano. This was Kemonomichi number 4. Tokido had been a long-time demon of Kawano, but Kawano, on the come up, young player in Japan, constantly improving, thought that he could take on Tokido at this time. He challenged him to a match with all of his pride on the line. They both practiced specifically for another for a month or two, and it culminated in this match just between the two of them, two first to fours. But unfortunately, Kawano, despite all of his efforts, was not the victor on that day. You know, he tried his hardest. He thought he could win. Obviously, he's going to try harder. He's a competitor. He's going to keep on fighting. Tokido's response: I'll be waiting for your revenge. And it wasn't too long that we would have to wait for this revenge match potentially, because outside of that Kemonomichi showcase match, we had the official Capcom Pro Tour Japan qualifiers, which of 4, only 3 had happened so far. Mago had won the first one. Higuchi, young Guile player from Japan, won the second qualifier. The third one was won by Lord Daigo Umehara, who actually defeated Kawano in grand finals of that event. And the storyline was set up: if Kawano and Tokido could make it to each other in grand finals of CPT Japan 4, who would actually take the crown? Can Kawano actually adjust from his mistakes and conquer his demon, or will Tokido stay resilient, stay strong in the face of this young, improving competitor, and actually walk away the victor once again? Lucky for us, this did happen. They both demolished everyone that came in their way and met each other in winners finals, and that's what we're going to look at today. Winners finals and grand finals of CPT Japan number 4. So coming into this, they had to beat a bunch of people to get to winners finals. I think what happened in the last set at Kemonomichi was that Tokido really controlled his space in front of him in terms of neutral better than Kawano did. And he really just clutched out a lot of things. I think because they were like longer sets. But, you know, those were only first to 4s. These are still first to 3s, so it's still like pretty much the same set length that we have over here. Kawano's been doing a pretty good job so far with keeping like Tokido close to the corner. He has V-trigger now. He's worried about pressing a button because that's going to give Tokido V-trigger. So he's just like playing it out a little bit. Just being patient. And he gets Tokido with like a lot of these shimmies here. Which I'm kind of confused why Tokido's like reaction is to tech a throw instead of like jab. The walk up, which is safer. He almost catches the jump out with the Aegis. And Tokido just ends up like not getting any use out of his Aegis here. Which is very, very bad. Tokido has full meter, so he can like get some EX fireballs maybe. But Kawano can just check any dash attempts, right? He reacts to the charge up there, and he's not going to be able to get anything. So Tokido builds a little bit of meter with a headbutt. That's just the first round. It's kind of a feel out kind of round. But it really shows like how Kawano plans on winning these games by, you know, getting him to the corner and controlling it, which is I think what you're supposed to be doing. He gets a confirm on the stand heavy punch, goes for that EX hands, light hands, that lets you get that safe jump, which he started doing during Kemonomichi. It leaves a little bit of damage on the table because you're not doing the stab, you're doing the light hands, but lets you get a safe jump so Urian can't headbutt or EX headbutt. And that stand medium punch from Urian is really, really good. Because it's like very hard to whiff punish. And if you can just confirm that into the tackle, it's so much corner carry if you can just clip something with it. Right? Like, that could have gone into tackle super. And Tokido's EX tackles, just somehow he knows when they're gonna hit. He doesn't want Kawano to activate because that's gonna let Kawano start his offense. He'd rather just like get Kawano a little bit farther away so he can just like look for that last hit and not give Kawano a chance. So well played from Tokido to just close it out when he had the life lead. Very good at like managing his risk, right? If he has that big of a life lead, he doesn't really need to take risks. He doesn't need to like play for V-trigger. Misconfirm right there. And that's like a lot of life that Kawano is just taking because he can't really find the hit that's going to take Tokido to the corner. If he can find a stand heavy punch confirm or something, he's going to actually be able to get started. Text the dash, but he gets full corner carry. I like that he spends the meter. It doesn't do very much damage because of the scaling, but he actually gets Tokido all the way to the corner here. Tokido actually just jumps back, gets him with a medium punch. Kawano probably should have been ready for this option with a crouch fierce on reaction. Like, he didn't even need to be looking for the jump back. He should have just been ready to crouch fierce. But I think he just froze up for a little bit and got clipped by the stand medium punch. Kawano had a very real chance once he got that corner carry, so he was definitely not out of it. So if he can just keep playing like that, where he just doesn't walk into those stand medium punches, that should be still like a good strategy. It's only like that one thing that he needs to tweak and not mess up in that sense. He tries to look for a parry on like a stand medium kick or stand fierce or something. Stand heavy kick maybe. I like these back heavy kicks. He's trying to get a crush counter. No whiff punish on that forward heavy kick though. Kind of surprising. Tokido gets a small little whiff punish with the crouch medium punch. And Kawano's looking for any kind of confirm. And even though he hasn't found a confirm, he still pushed Tokido to the corner because Tokido's trying to get that like EX tackle charge. That's why he's like walking backwards so much. And he's able to react to the fireball because Tokido was in the corner, and I forgot this happened actually. So everything we just analyzed didn't matter because someone left the lounge and that game ended up not counting. Forget that match ever happened. We're moving on to the real second game. That was a fake second game. Not the real second game of this match, of winners finals. And still kind of the same thing. Kawano just walking forward at Tokido. I think Tokido's kind of walking backward a little bit too much. I liked in the first game that Tokido was doing the stand medium punch a lot more, but I think he's been kind of scared off by the buttons that Kawano's hitting. But, you know, no matter how scary the buttons from Colleen are, you just can't be pushed to the corner, because that's just a lot worse. And I feel like Tokido's gotta have an answer for those EX vanity steps at some point, because Kawano's going to be doing them to close the distance, because it's scary to try and walk forward at Urien to try and get that little bit of damage, because he might get a stand medium punch tackle or something to try and get out of the corner. So Kawano's going to be looking to do the EX vanity, which just like is a free way in if Tokido doesn't check it. So Tokido needs an answer for that if he's going to like survive in those kind of situations.
It's all part of the plan. It's not just that's how he's moving. It's a very intentional thing that he's doing to keep.
And Kawano still looking for a medium punch or a heavy punch confirmed. That's kind of the default strategy as a Colleen player, right? Just to play patient, look for a hit and to confirm. Kawano actually jumps the EX tackle. Pretty fortunate for him. Gets a combo confirmed from the stand fierce. Goes for the safe jump. Normally you would go for a hail setup, but against Urien, the safe jump is just so good because it takes away both of Urien's defensive options, like the EX headbutt, which is invincible, and also the regular headbutt, which beats throws. So if you take away those two defensive options, Urien isn't left with much, which is why safe jump setups are really good against him. Kawano's out of life deficit, but he almost has full super, so it's still winnable. He gets a throw. If he gets like one more throw, then he's one hit away from super. I'm not sure why Tokido didn't quick rise. It must have been a mistake. And here, the first time that Kawano was able to bait an EX tackle. The first of many in this set, actually, and a big adaptation from him, from Kemonomichi, because I don't remember him actually doing that during Kemonomichi at all. But yeah, the EX tackle baits are very important because EX tackle, if left unchecked at all, like Tokido can just get out of the corner with it. Like he can just do an EX tackle. He can just walk back as much as he wants. So having an answer, just a jump back that you show sometimes, is very important. Yeah, and at this point, you know, the match is so hyped, so like the CFM part of it doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? We got a 1-1 scenario. The fake second game didn't exist. We're on to the real third game of this set. Down to 50% life for each. And this is kind of where the real mess starts. They're both about to get V-Trigger. Tokido has his first, but Kawano's probably going to activate his first. Oh, he tries to whiff punish with the EX hands. A little bit lucky that he gets a back throw, and that's going to let him activate, which is going to let him try and go for the throw loop. That's why Tokido techs. He doesn't want to take the throw loop. Doesn't have anything for the heavy hail there. Goes for the throw loop here, and what's Tokido's defensive option? He just tries to backdash probably or jump. That's why the crouch light kick hit in that situation. If you try and backdash or jump in that situation, you'll just get clipped by the crouch light kick. And Kawano actually has a lead, which I think should be a huge confidence boost for him. EX through the fireball, because I would think like going into this match, Kawano's a little bit unsure because of what happened at Kemonomichi. Like he's probably confident, like, all right, I think I can do this. I think I've practiced enough, prepared enough. But it's only when you're actually in the match and you have the lead, you can really be confident. Like, okay, I actually am winning.
To the neutral. Oh, that scared the heck out of me. I mean, at least
and he has Tokido pretty close to the corner, but Tokido has enough room to work with that he can EX tackle at any time. So Tokido's going to be looking for the right time to EX tackle. Might be coming soon just to get out of the corner. But Kawano just dashing. And Tokido's not thinking about these dashes or these throws. I think he's too focused on his own game plan to be like checking what Kawano is doing. And that it just didn't really matter. Kawano gets to activate. He's going to get a throw or a shimmy. He goes for the shimmy. That was very hard for Tokido to deal with, because if he took that throw, it would have been chip. So that's not really a throw you can afford to take. So it's really a 50-50 in that situation. I think the reason that Tokido lost that last game, he just didn't really check the dashes at the end. And, you know, he could have tried to get out of the corner some way, but he just kept taking damage and didn't really do anything. You can't just like sit there while someone is running their offense. You gotta either check it or have some offense of your own. If you're just sitting there, they're just gonna be creating their own openings, and you gotta at least check their openings. If that's your strategy, you gotta be ready to check the dashes, and he's not ready to check that dash. Kawano goes for the EX hands. This is to get the safe jump. No EX headbutt for Tokido because he's got hit by the safe jump, and he's gonna be looking for an EX tackle activate. Kawano was looking for it too. Tokido walked forward because he knew that Kawano was walking backwards for it. And Tokido's created some space, but Kawano takes it all back with that dash. But he manages to get it anyways. And it's just like a very back and forth mix-up scenario. Tokido with a heavy kick, which beats a throw in that situation, I think, after the tick throw. And this is really hard to deal with the Aegis. Has to take that throw. Ouch. Stand me and punch. EX fireball. I'm not sure what Kawano tried. Probably like light kick or crouch jab into V-trigger. because I think that would have killed if he tried to activate right there. So he was really looking for an interruption of some kind. Gets a safe jump right here.
Safe jump set up. Tokido again. Oh, got the counter hit, but that time no chariot tackle off of it.
Tokido with a couple of pokes, which I really like, because that's kind of what won him the set in Kemonomichi, was just like poking the air in front of him, making sure Kawano couldn't move forward. But even so, Kawano's still been finding openings with dashes being the main thing, and EX vanities through the fireball. So you can't really throw a fireball when you're in the corner as you're in, and you definitely cannot tech that. It's such a high risk thing to do. If he just took the throw there, he wouldn't be, you know, at this big of a life deficit.
What an important tag. The V shift afterwards. Kawano all over it. Out of there. No,
he gets a charge up, but that's, you know, it's not really doable. It's not really a winnable scenario for Urien, actually. So Tokido's actually down match point. He hasn't really been able to defend against Kawano. I think is the main thing. He's been doing a decent job at playing neutral, I think, besides checking the dashes. But I think in terms of offense, Tokido is not really like finding options that beat what Kawano is doing. There we go. That stand medium punch was kind of like what he needed. But what I would like to see from Tokido as an adaptation to the way that Kawano runs offense is Kawano's like moving forward a lot, trying to get those throws, get those shimmies, and Tokido is trying to tech a lot of the time, which is high risk, lower reward, and instead of just jabbing and trying to find a counter hit, or like pressing any other kind of button. Kawano's gonna get his activation and throw loop right here. That's not death, but he gets another throw right there. Kawano actually takes the set in winners finals. Kawano did take the first set, but there's still a thought in the back of your mind, like maybe Tokido was just not playing his best. Maybe he could just steamroll Kawano in grand finals. You know, maybe Tokido just turns into Tokido final form in this grand final and just wins 2 sets, and it's looking really good for him. The forward medium punch was actually very sick. Just nice poke, gets a counter hit combo from it. And he's moving forward a lot, taking that space from Kawano, but the first mistake from Tokido, again, I don't like that defensive option from Tokido. I would like to see either just take the throw or decide to jab as an interrupt instead of taking the throw, which is just like not good in terms of risk reward, I think. So very surprising to see Tokido go for those throw techs. Nice EX tackle, and this should be Tokido's round. Kawano doesn't have full V trigger anymore. This should be death. And it was very hard in that situation, because if you're going to make that big of a life deficit and make the comeback as Colleen, you want your full V trigger. Having like a half V trigger versus a full V trigger is like a huge difference in terms of making a comeback with Colleen. And EX stab, you really can't do block strings into fireball against Colleen. If the Colleen can react to it, and it's not that hard to react to like a button into fireball, you just look for the fireball flash as a Colleen player. A nice stand heavy kick to chase it down. Bad judgment from Tokido, I think, to not like run away. He was so close to stun, and you know, he definitely has some room to try and like backdash or something, but Kawano just finds another crouch medium kick and gets a stun, and Tokido lost way too much life to try and win this round. Like, I think that the fact that Tokido got the jump out of the corner was good, but he got stunned. So if he didn't get stunned, he had a way bigger chance of winning the round. But because he didn't get stunned, because he did get stunned, you know, it was very hard. EX tackle gets blocked from Kawano actually, and he finds a counter hit. Not sure what Tokido was pressing in that situation. It's very big corner carry, getting that EX hands Nice defense from Tokido with the stand medium punch. Gets a tackle. Gets a charge up. And this should be a good round for Tokido. But he goes for the dash up, which I don't think was necessary. He had the life lead. He could have just been pressing buttons. I think he had enough space. Like, he was not that close to the corner. In this matchup, like, Urien is the zoner, right? Colleen is the one that has to get in. So if you have the life lead as Urien, you can just kind of zone. But this should be just, like, impossible to defend. But Kawano somehow defends against it. Cross medium kick at the perfect time. And if he finds a stand fierce, I think that kills almost. It would be guess for game. And he's trying to find that one hit, but he just gets hit with the EX tackle. Kawano was trying too hard to walk forward and find the button, and Tokido read that. He goes for the EX tackle. It was pretty risky, to be honest, because if Kawano blocks that, he gets a back throw. Tokido kind of has to take the back throw. He's like one hit away from losing that. So pretty high risk, but if you look at the neutral in that situation, Kawano, like 99% of the chance is just walking forward because he's looking for stand medium punch or stand heavy punch. Yeah, the reason that I like that it was Kawano and Tokido so much is because I feel like no other matchup would have been as hype. Because, like, you know, no Capcom Cup on the line. But this match still matters, right? Because it's Kawano Tokido, and they just play the high stakes match, and there's still a lot of pride on the line. Gets a confirm with a stand heavy kick, goes into hands. Confirms the jab into target combo. Gets a safe jump here, and Tokido is going to need to like get that stun down a little bit. But Kawano goes in, he sees a stun depleting, he needs to keep it up. One hit into the EX hands is going to stun here. Raw EX hands, he goes for the air throw. That's not stun yet, but any hit here does it. No check from Tokido. That's not a real thing, the air throw into dash. And another dash from Kawano. Tokido is just not checking the dashes. Like, Kawano's offense, like, I can't really tell, because it doesn't seem like Kawano's mixing it up, like, crazy that Tokido shouldn't be like reacting to some of the dashes. I feel like like the type of player Tokido is, he should be ready for some of them. But for some reason Tokido is not able to check the dashes during this set. Surprised that Kawano wasn't able to EX Vanity Step the Stand Fierce Fireball. And he's very close to stun. That's going to be stun. I think that's death. Bro, what is this combo? Yeah, Tokido optimized the heck out of that one. I thought he was gonna need to spend 2 bars, but apparently you just do a charged EX Fireball and you only gotta spend 1. You get a full jump in. Nice dash from Tokido. I feel like Tokido's answer is like he saw Kawano doing a lot of dashes, but instead of checking his own, I don't know what the heck that was from both of them. I don't know how Kawano got EX parry. I don't know how Tokido didn't punish it. But regardless, Kawano has the lead, and it's very bad that Tokido did not quick rise there because his stun is so high now. But he gets the EX headbutt. He's going to get Aegis right here. No? Why would you not Aegis that? There's actually no reason not to Aegis there unless he just knew that this Aegis was gonna work. Can he win this though? No, Kawano's out. Tokido didn't chase it down. That's been like twice, but I don't know what that was from Kawano. That was so dumb. Why did Kawano just jump there? Maybe he saw Tokido jump, but Tokido didn't jump. Kawano wins the round anyways. That round was so bad. I'm not gonna lie. Kawano and Tokido, you guys gotta step it up. That was really bad from both of you. It was bad from Tokido mostly because he didn't Aegis. Like, he had Kawano in the corner and didn't just spend his Aegis. He let himself get back thrown. And then it was bad from Kawano because he just jumped when he had the life lead. And I think the start of the round was like when they had those drops. So yeah, they both gotta shake that one off. But it's 1-1. They know that was a bad round. They just gotta start playing a little bit better. And I don't know how Tokido just got himself pushed to the corner all the way right here. That's kind of not so good. Let's actually back up. I want to see, because that's very important. The fact that Tokido just got backed up like this. He didn't check a dash. And that's the power of like one thing in a matchup, right? If you're not able to deal with one thing that your opponent is doing and they keep doing that, it might change the tides completely. Like, Kawano actually is winning this entire round. Nice counter hit confirmed. Tokido finds his way out, but he was winning. Wow, sick whiff punish. He was winning because he got that dash at the beginning. That's like 70% life deficit from offense that was created from a dash that Tokido really should have been a little bit more ready for. And I think maybe Tokido's like too focused on his own strategy or something. Not checking the dashes. Kawano knows he just needs a couple more hits, so he's just like doing a little bit of chip damage with the hands. He just needs one light kick into EX hands or just a raw EX hands because he's crazy with the whiff punishes. I'm surprised Tokido was doing those stand fierces because I feel like Kawano would EX hands one of those. But he's gonna Aegis right here. No activation there. Oh no. Tokido didn't confirm that crouch medium kick. That would have been a huge chance for him because he would have gotten a mix-up. And Kawano, not phased, he got an EX stab right through. EX tackle, even though, you know, it's negative, it's still even kind of good that it gets blocked because it's his corner carry, right? He gets a lot of space from it, and the distance that they are at, like the distance from the corner is such a big part of this matchup because Urien is like really the zoner role when playing against Colleen. Safe jump from Kawano. Nice confirm from Tokido. It's so big that he's able to confirm that. And Kawano, you know, he's the one checking the dashes. And it's stopping Tokido's offense. Like, if Tokido was able to get a dash right there, can you, like, think about it? Tokido would have huge offensive pressure, but Kawano is ready to check the dashes. And Tokido is just not ready himself to check the dashes. Kawano gets his V-trigger activated, but you gotta be worried about that EX headbutt V-trigger. And what a bait from Kawano. He puts himself into this situation where he's far enough that the EX tackle is not going to hit his jump back. And the jump medium kick, crouch medium punch, stab into super. He's very aware of the EX tackles. And I think Tokido wasn't expecting Kawano to be this ready for the EX tackles. Because Kawano didn't do that at Kemonomichi. He probably hasn't shown that before. But it's such an important thing to be ready for. Because if Urien is always autopiloting that, and he always gets it off, he's going to get so much extra pressure from it into Aegis. He's going to get guaranteed things. But if you can show that, you know, he just can't always do that EX tackle, he's going to have to think of other ways to try and get out of the corner. And that's going to be better offense for you overall, even if he does adjust. But Tokido hasn't really adjusted yet, I think. And he doesn't have much time left to adjust to what Kawano's doing, because, you know, Kawano's at match point to win the tournament point, actually, to win the entire event. A little late on the whiff punish. I'm wondering if that was a block string, because I would have thought Kawano would be ready for that with an EX stab, the crouch medium punch fireball. But maybe it was a block string. And another dash from Kawano. What a whiff punish. He's going to get a safe jump throw. Tokido techs it. He's going to get a side switch here. He's got to make the corner count. Don't let Kawano double jump out of the corner or anything. He goes for a shimmy because Kawano teched last time, I think. But Kawano's defense has been really good. He's been mixing up his options. It's very hard to read him. And it's definitely Kawano's round at this point, but not anymore. because Kawano's out of V-trigger. I think that was kind of bad from Kawano to just spend it all, because now he has no way to deal with these fireballs, right? And he goes for the jump. It's like impossible to win that as Colleen, because there was only 10 seconds left, and Urian has like the zoning capabilities right there, and he has a life lead. So I think if Kawano had kept his V-trigger, he could have won that round, but he just spent it all. So I think a little bit bad from him on that. Basic EX headbutt, gonna get stunned here, I think. No, he doesn't. He goes for the stab, but wake up throw immediately from Tokido. Counter hit. Charge stand heavy kick. EX tackle keeps Colleen in the corner. But Kawano just gets a back throw anyways. No V-trigger left. But Tokido has an Aegis. If he gets a hit with Aegis, then he can get a side switch. But Kawano is backing up. He doesn't want to get hit with the Aegis. He's backing up. Goes for the EX vanity. Looks for something small, because that's all he needs. Stand leg kick, parabellum. Tokido has full meter right now, but you know, it's very scary. Because match point scenario, any mistake is so big. He's been in these kind of situations plenty of times. So at Capcom Cups, at Evos, you know, a CPT Japan, not the biggest things he's ever competed in. Again, that confirm is so important to be able to just try and keep his space. EX tackles again, and maybe Kawano's feeling like he can't keep the spacing anymore. He can't keep Tokido in the corner, because that's two answers Tokido has just pulled out, and they're back mid-screen. But the dash, and Tokido still has not shown a check on the dash. It actually hasn't been a single time, which is, you know, it's winning him the tournament. He gets a mix-up here, goes for the throw. He could win the tournament off this, but Tokido with the jump backs, really good from him, trying to evade everything. But you just can't challenge that as Colleen right there. If you look at the resources Tokido has, he's going to go for EX tackle into Aegis at some point, and you have to acknowledge that as Colleen. If you throw the hail here, you have to, you know, he's not gonna just sit there, right? He has Aegis, he has EX tackle, he's gonna do it. But I think Kawano was too focused on the offense to see that Tokido had the option available. And now it's 2-2. Even if Kawano loses this, it's not so bad of a loss that I feel like Kawano would not be able to win the next set. Like, it was possible going into this set that Kawano could lose the set really bad, and then I would think he has no chance to win the second set against Tokido. But he's been showing answers, and Tokido has really been scraping by these last couple games. But it seems like he really is getting something started here, because in the first couple of games, Kawano just had him stuck in the corner the whole time, but Tokido's been able to get out. But can he check the dashes? Can he stop Kawano's offense? He tries to press a button, gets clipped by the medium punch EX hands, and the EX tackle gets red again. And that's showing that Tokido is not ready for Kawano's game plan at all in this match, right? Kawano goes for the plus button, and he really sets it up. He sets up the crouch medium kick. He knows that EX tackle reversal will not beat this option. I don't think Tokido was lab that though. So in this tournament, Kawano just a little bit more prepared than Tokido, which, you know, I think makes sense. Tokido beat him last time. Kawano was the one on the back foot, so like he's the one that had to make the adjustments. And there's not really much adjustments Tokido can think of if he's the one that won, right? There's not things that he can think of to improve for the most part if he won both sets 4-2 before. He gets a counter hit crouch jab, stand leg kick, and this was ridiculous. Sweep? I would think that if Tokido came down with a button, it would probably beat that. But just the awareness from Kawano, even like, you know, the creativity to think of that. I've literally never in my life, playing Colleen for like, what, 5 years now, thought to use sweep into EX hands as an anti-air. But, you know, Kawano thinks about those things. And the offense is just too hard. Kawano's offense has been just impossible for Tokido to deal with. And he gets the throw here. Kawano takes it. He beats his demon. I'm not sure if Kawano has beaten Tokido a single time until now. I think this was literally Kawano's first time beating Tokido in a tournament. And he did beat Tokido not once but twice. And Tokido was making some adjustments. In the second set, I think he was playing the neutral a lot better. He got more of his stand medium punches into tackles. But the one thing that Tokido really needed to adjust for was like his defense in terms of Kawano's offense. And also the EX tackle baits, which is kind of the same because the way that Kawano was doing offense was he was doing a lot of offensive things and then he baits the EX tackle, right? He baits it out. So I think Tokido was just not thinking about what Kawano was doing well enough to come up with those countermeasures in his head. I'm sure Tokido's going to go back and think about it, and the next time they play, Tokido's going to be checking all the dashes, have a stand heavy kick for all of the EX vanity steps. He's going to be waiting a little bit to throw out EX tackles, but this time Kawano's able to get his revenge, and I think just a great storyline overall. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment if you like this analysis. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on great videos like this, and I will see you in the next video.